Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. Something that I've been seeing everywhere trending is knit look or yarn look or almost an embroidered look to DTF designs, sublimation designs, designs that people are using for crafting. So I decided to do this video and show you how to find those designs, and then I'm going to make a few projects with those designs to inspire you. And I'm going to do the projects both with DTF as well as sublimation. So I have here several DTF prints. I actually ordered these from Ninja Transfers, and Ninja Transfers is the sponsor of this video. However, all projects and opinions are my own. So if you want this really cool knit look with a DTF print, highly recommend ordering DTF prints from them. I also have a stack of blanks to put my DTF on, as well as sublimation blanks. So we will be using these same designs on some sublimation projects as well. And I'm going to do a combination of soft blanks and some hard blanks. That way you can kind of determine, like, is this faux yarn knit embroidery look for you? And what sort of surface should you put it on? Because I'm going to make a variety of things today. So first, the first thing you're going to need to do is to find those designs. So let's head to Creative Fabrica and I will show you how to do that. I'm going to use Creative Fabrica in my example. Whatever design website you use, you can search it just like I'm going to do Creative Fabrica to find designs like these. Now I did do some experiments of like making my own designs like this in an easy way that was free, and I just didn't get really great results. So I used some like AI type of stuff to change a regular design into this knit look, and it just didn't look that great. So I gave up on that and thought finding designs through a website you already use for your designs would probably be a better option. So let's head to Creative Fabrica. So within whatever design platform you're going to use, you can just start searching. And the keywords you use can vary. Think about keywords like knit, yarn, embroidery, crochet. Different words like that will help you to find these. So if I just search for knit, look, sublimation, design, I will start getting a variety of things. And what I'm talking about are these designs, and it looks like it has been knit or crocheted or embroidered. But this is just an image design that you can use on DTF sublimation to make shirts and so much more. And some of these are seriously so adorable. I'm absolutely in love with this trend and the effects that you can get. So let's do a few other searches. So I did knit, so let's look for crochet look sublimation design. And I'm searching sublimation design, but these same prints you can upload to a place like Ninja Transfers and use them for DTF prints as well. And you can see the crochet look gets me a different result page, but similar type results are included. And then I'm going to do sublimation design yarn. And again, similar results, just a different results page. So just kind of playing with those keywords. Now, up until this point, I've just sort of searched generically for designs, but perhaps I have a specific design in mind. So I want something that says lucky for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to do lucky design embroidered look. This is me using the embroidery keyword to search for something specific for St. Patrick's Day. Now, when I use the word embroider, you do need to watch out for files that are meant for an embroidery machine. So some of these are not images that you can print. However, you will find that that keyword also, again, it gives you different results that are super, super cute. So maybe I'm not happy with those and I can just sort of say different things. So as you turn the words around different ways, you will get a variety of results. The key for me really is to just keep putting in different variations of the words until I hit on the design that I really like. So for me, when I started using the word faux, so in this case, faux yarn, in front of what I was looking for, I actually got better results and results I really like. So I'm actually going to use this faux yarn Lucky Shamrock ping right here. And one way I can tell that this is not an actual embroidery design is that it says it is a ping. It says it is an image file. So make sure before you download and you click on them that you make sure that you are getting an image file, a PNG file. That way you can print it using sublimation or DTF and use it in your project. So all that's left for you to do is to go ahead and download this to use. So I went through those same steps and I found a few designs. I found the lucky design. I found one that says mama that almost looks like it's made out of yarn or pom-poms even. And then one that says, I don't do winter very well, which is very appropriate right now since there's an ice storm in Tennessee. Now, I have these designs and I went ahead and, as you can see, printed DTF prints with them, and we're also going to print them for sublimation. So let's go through just rapidly how I would print each of these for either DTF or sublimation. So once you have your designs, you can head to Ninja Transfers, and I actually like to do DTF transfers by size in this case. Go ahead and upload your file. I don't want very many in this case, I'm just going to get 1 or 2, and you can go ahead and input your size here. So say I wanted it 11 inches wide. I would go ahead and put 11 inches. It would automatically resize it and keep the dimensions the same. And then I could go ahead and proceed to checkout or even add another design if I wanted to. For sublimation, I'm gonna go ahead and head to Canva and open up a custom size of 8.5 by 11, which is the size of my sublimation paper. Then I'm gonna click upload and again, upload the files from my computer. Once I have those uploaded, I'll go ahead and click on them to add them to the canvas. And then you would just resize them to whatever size you needed them to be. In this case, I am doing a kid's shirt, so I'm gonna make it about 7.3 inches wide. I could fill this sheet up with the other designs that I need. So these are the designs I'm gonna print for sublimation for all 3 of the projects I'm going to do. Once I have everything how I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and click share, then download these as a PDF for print using CMYK and click download. Then I can print on sublimation paper using a sublimation printer with sublimation ink. You do want to be sure to mirror these when printing for the specific projects and blanks that I'm going to use. And now I have everything printed, we're going to take this pile of blanks that I have in front of me and actually make some projects. So let's take a look at the supplies and make a few projects with both DTF and sublimation and see how they look like embroidery or knitting or yarn or crochet or whatever keywords you used when searching your favorite design site. So I have those DTF prints and I also have the sublimation print. Other supplies you're going to see me use in this video include my blanks. And I'm going to link to everything I'm using in the description below this video. I am going to make a pillow cover, a tote bag, a couple of different shirts, a luggage tag, a mug. There are several different options that I'm going to use. Now, for the sublimation projects, I want to make sure to use a sublimation blank that has a sublimation coating, or in the case of this shirt, it is made out of polyester. Then for the DTF prints, I don't have to worry about that. So I have several just cotton options. The pillowcase I think has some polyester in it, but it doesn't matter what materials I use with the DTF options. And then you'll probably see me use a lint roller, some protective paper. Now the DTF prints did come with their own protective paper, so that's nice. Heat resistant tape. You might need some heat resistant gloves, as well as a heat resistant mat. And then for both DTF as well as sublimation, you will need some type of heat source. For the mug, for instance, I'm going to use a mug press. For the rest of these, I will probably just use my Cricut Easy Press. Any heat source will work, however. You just want to make sure it goes up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit if you are using this for sublimation. So let's press the 3 DTF transfers first. First, I'm going to do it on a shirt, and I am going to use this green shirt with that lucky design that we picked out. For this shirt, I'm just going to make sure, basically there's no dog hair on it. Let's be honest. Go ahead and pre-press it just a little bit so I can just see if there are any wrinkles or anything. And I do have this on that heat resistant mat. Then we can lay the design out on the shirt and locate it. Once that's just how I want it, I am gonna cover it just to make sure. Then I have this set 320 degrees for 20 seconds. I'm gonna press down with the about medium pressure. This one I will need to press it twice because I'm not covering the entire design, and that is okay. So I'm gonna press it on one side, then move the easy press over and press it on the opposite side. So just move it and press once more. Then once that's up, just remove this paper, and then you want to remove this carrier sheet. Now you can peel these hot or warm. We might cool it off just a little bit so I don't burn my fingers actually with the DTF cooling block. Then we can just peel back the top sheet off of this. And a post press is required for DTF. So we're gonna put that paper back down. And again, I'm gonna do about 320 for about 20 seconds 2 times. So again, once on this side, move it over, and once on this side. So this post press is going to press this into the fibers more and make it last longer. So it is important to do the post press on these. Okay, and once that second post press is done, just lift that up and this first project is done. So the DTF is going to be roughly the same for the other 2 blanks. So I have a pillow cover as well as a canvas tote. I will note any differences, but mainly I'm just going to run through basically those same steps. I will note on canvas surfaces like these tote bags that I often have to rub a lot more than on other surfaces. So if it's a little bit of a textured surface, just rub over it. This is literally just a cloth, any piece of cloth will work. And just make sure it's stuck really well. And then you can start peeling this back. Anywhere it's not stuck, just rub again. You're just looking to get this off. That second press will get it down in all of those fibers. Then here are the projects completed. So this first one looks like yarn here. It almost looks like pom-poms or a chunky yarn here, but this is a flat image, but it looks so super cool on this tote bag. Then this one is a pillow cover. And I love how this illustrates combining this knit looking word with a regular font. So you can see that the regular font is very flat. And this knit portion, which says winter, almost looks 3-dimensional, but it is a flat DTF print. Then finally, one of my favorites is this Lucky design. So it almost looks like it is made with some type of embroidery. However, it is just that flat image. And you put it on this shirt, it almost looks 3-dimensional, and it is just so super cute. Seriously, if you need a St. Patrick's Day shirt, this image, so cute. So now I'm gonna use the same 3 designs and do some sublimation, including some hard surfaces, so you can see what a 3-dimensional knit look or embroidered look design looks with sublimation and on hard surfaces as well. The sublimation projects, again, all will be similar. I am going to start with the luggage tag. Now I'm going to use 380 degrees for 60 seconds. The time and the temperature depends on the sublimation blank that you are using. So I did mirror my design when printing, and I'm just going to add that to the luggage tag. Use a couple pieces of heat resistant tape to hold that into place. Then I'm just going to add some protective paper and go ahead and heat this one up. Once that's done, lift up. This will be hot, so I'm wearing gloves, and we can pull that sublimation print back. This is so cute. And this one is done. So I'm gonna use a similar process on the shirt, and then for the mug, I'm gonna use a similar process, but use the mug press as my heating source. So for sublimation, I made this luggage tag with the mama design, and then I moved to this shirt with the Lucky design. And finally, I did a coffee mug with the winter design. So let's kind of compare between, I feel like the sublimation and the DTF both look really good, but let's kind of compare the two, because I really want to compare like what does this look like on a hard surface versus a soft surface, specifically for this design. So I seriously think both of these look really good. So whether you want to put this on a hard surface or a soft surface, I think a knit look design looks really cute. Now, does it look a little more authentic on a softer surface? Probably, but on a hard surface, it's seriously just as cute. Now, as far as like sublimation versus DTF, you can use either one, whatever one you would like. But of course, DTF will go on more of those surfaces, and you don't have to worry about having that sublimation coating. Now, if you wanted to use DTF on a mug, you would need to use UV DTF, and Ninja Transfers also sells that as well. Again, this mama design looks great both ways. I seriously like it both ways. I really love this luggage tag, just the way it's so cute. So I do think either version you want to use, either DTF or sublimation, and of course either a soft surface or a harder surface like this leather luggage tag. Then of course, let's compare shirt to shirt. Both of these look great. I do think, personally, that the DTF got more of the detail and was a bit brighter than my sublimation. The sublimation, you see how it's just not as bright of a color? Now, whether that was my sublimation printer or the print or the fact that I used this with sublimation and they brightened it up for DTF, I don't know. Ninja Transfers does have now an ultra bright as far as their DTF, and they're upgrading every order to that ultra bright. So that may account for the differences in the colors. It might just be that DTF is always going to be brighter because they are using that new technology on it. However, if you have a sublimation printer, this does still look super cute as a sublimation print on polyester. Okay, so I have all of my cute projects in front of me, and I hope this inspired you to look for designs that mimic embroidery, mimic crochet, mimic knitting, and using them with DTF, with sublimation, and giving a few projects a try. I feel like I did a pretty good variety in this video, and this was just to give you some inspiration to use these types of designs. You can definitely use these for different holidays, on different surfaces. You saw me use them for hard surfaces, for soft surfaces. Give these designs a try. I feel like you are really going to like this look and this trend. And I am going to link to all of the files and of course the supplies that I use in the description below this video. So if you want to make exactly this lucky shirt, because like who wouldn't want to make this shirt, I will link to the design plus the shirt blank. And that way you can make this super cute shirt for your St. Patrick's Day. If you want to make any of the other designs, of course, I will drop those below as well. As you can tell, the lucky shirt is definitely my favorite. All right, so tell me which project was your favorite in the comment section below, or if you have used a crochet or knit look design on something else that I didn't even think of, tell me about it. I really want to hear what you are making as well. And of course, if you have any questions about anything I've covered, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you liked this video and it helped you, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.